Falcons fans, this is why the Atlanta Falcons lost to the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome into our Falcons Today instant reaction video. I'm going to tell you exactly what I saw from the Falcons versus the 49ers on Sunday Night Football and why they lost. Because there were a multitude of reasons. And if you notice something, I'm not in the worst mood that I've ever been in. Why? I don't think the Falcons' loss was nearly as bad as a lot of Falcons fans think. We're going to get into all of this, but that is why you subscribe. You want honest, genuine, entertaining, informative feedback surrounding your favorite football team. You got to hit that subscribe button. I will guarantee you that no matter what the outcome, win, lose, draw, I've got you covered on your favorite team's football performances. So hit that subscribe button. Let's start from the very beginning and kind of a bird's eye view of this game. On paper, there's only one real reason why you lost this game. And that's because you gave up 174 yards on the ground to the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, hell, Christian McCaffrey had over 200 yards from scrimmage tonight. So in a vacuum, that's the main reason you lost. Is that the only reason you lost? No. But if we go back all the way to this last week, when I started talking to you about the Falcons' needs on defense, I said, secondary's elite. By the way, Mac Jones tonight was like a 64 passer rating. You held him to a terrible performance. No touchdowns, one pick. They barely threw the ball tonight because they knew they couldn't throw the ball tonight. What could they do? They could run it. And like I said, let's go back to last week when I said, and I quote, the Falcons have a major glaring issue, and it's the defensive middle of the defensive line. They don't have a nose tackle. They don't have a tree stump of a human being, a player like Shelby Harris, who plays for the Cleveland Browns, that can literally just stop the run. And from an overarching takeaway, the numbers don't indicate that poor of a performance. 324 yards to 292. Okay, they slightly beat you. First downs, 23-19. Okay, they slightly beat you. Third downs, that's a problem. They were 9 of 15. That's terrible. But again, that's situational football, which is going to be the theme of today's video. Penalties, you beat them, not good. Time of possession, they beat you. So if you looked at this and said, the Falcons should have beat the 49ers tonight, you're kidding yourself. They didn't play better. They played worse. But the main reason you lost is because you couldn't stop one player. That's Christian McCaffrey. 24 carries, 129 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. Jesus. 2 touchdowns. He was their offense tonight. Plain and simple. It wasn't Mac Jones, right? 17 of 26, 152, 0 touchdowns and a pick. Passer rating 64.9. Round up 65. I will continue to say it. The Falcons secondary is outstanding. One of the best in the NFL. And you still didn't have Billy Bowman. By the way, you also lost Divine Diablo tonight. He was playing like one of your best defenders over the middle of the field, both in the passing game and in the run game. Losing a player like Divine Diablo hurts. It hurts. Now, luckily, it doesn't look that bad. It looks like we might get him back next week. Great. But a couple of players that I want to highlight on the defense, Zach Harrison, I thought, played a very good game. He's had a very good 2025 campaign. There are a lot of things that you can be really upset about tonight. I would not be upset about the defense outside of the running defense at all. I'm not worried about our corners. I'm not worried about our linebackers. We lost Divine Diablo. I'm worried about the defensive line. The interior defensive line. Because Caden Ellis continues to play well. Divine Diablo continues to play well. All these players continue to play well. Producer Tex, you can push that forward. There's a lot of players on this defense that continue to shine. Where's the major area of concern? There's no interior pressure. There were runs for 5, 6, 7 yards all night long against the Falcons' defensive line. That's the main reason. Now, we're going to get into the offensive reasons here in just a little bit. But if you had to grade the Falcons' performance as a whole tonight, let me know what you think your grade was. C minus, C minus tonight. I didn't think it was the worst. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was slightly below mid. Slightly below mid. Now, before I get into my thoughts about the offense, I got to tell you about our friends over at HelloFresh. Fall is officially here, my friends. And that's where HelloFresh comes in, because with those cooler nights, heartier meals, and the craving for something warm and satisfying, HelloFresh is bringing you comforting, chef-designed recipes and fresh, seasonal ingredients right to your door. This season, they've taken things to the next level with their biggest menu refresh yet. Say hello to a whole new way to do dinner. It is bigger. They've doubled their menu. You can now choose from up to 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions that'll keep everybody satisfied. It's also healthier. Feeling great with even more healthier menu filled with high protein and veggie-packed recipes. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie-packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies. There's a reason 91% of customers say they feel healthier when they're eating HelloFresh. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/FalconsChat10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life, 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/FalconsChat10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. All of that in the comments and description of today's video. Let's start with the MVP, or who was the MVP going into this game, Bijan Robinson. They kind of took him away. I got to give credit to Robert Saleh and that 49ers defense. They really took away Bijan Robinson's ability to run the football effectively. It wasn't great, but he's still really good. He did some stuff in the passing game. I thought Darnell Mooney coming back tonight showed a couple of flashes of what he's going to be once his body gets right? 3 receptions for 68 yards. Kyle Pitts had his best game of the entire season. I thought he was a main factor in why the Falcons were able to move the ball at times. It definitely was. Kyle Pitts is, okay, he's fine. I'm not worried about Pitts. There's been times where he just floats, like he's just another body. But tonight, he really wasn't. Tonight, I thought he really said, I am a weapon on this team, and I'm proving to you I can be a weapon. 8.9 yards per reception. Had a couple of really nice catches, a really nice layered football from Michael Penix Jr. to Kyle Pitts on that wheel route in the third quarter. I thought there was a lot of great plays. Now let's talk quarterback. Michael Penix, take 2. Michael Penix is not a finished product. If you think he's a finished product, if you're calling for Kirk Cousins to be your next quarterback, you're not a true fan of this football team. Michael Penix Jr. is going to be fine. Did he play well tonight? At times, yes. At times, no. He still is making rookie mistakes. For example, the intentional grounding penalty at the end of the first half cannot happen under any circumstances. You have to escape the pocket. You have to throw the ball to an intended receiver, and it's got to get past the line of scrimmage. Because you lose the down, you lose the 10-second runoff, and there's points on the board, even a field goal, that you missed. You only lost by 10. From a X's and O's perspective, from a tape perspective, Michael Penix Jr. still looks jumpy in the pocket when he's facing the blitz. He's not good at identifying pressure. He looks too afraid, too jumpy. His feet never get quite set. When he's clean pocket, when he's got his read, he looks like such a different player. He rifles that football in there. And for the most part, there's a lot of times when his first read is open because Drake London is a great route runner off the line of scrimmage. Bijan Robinson finds open creases in the flat, over the middle, up the sideline. So Michael Penix Jr. made a lot of really good read tonights and a lot of really good throws. But is he a finished, perfect product? Of course not. He was in his 9th start. I don't think we also, by the way, can forget that Zach Robinson on 3rd and 1, late in the 4th quarter, pitches a ball out to Bijan Robinson when he should have ran the ball up the middle, and then on 4th down calls a pass play and out route to Drake London in the flat. So I'm going to list just very briefly the reasons you lost this football game tonight. The offensive line played perhaps its worst game all season long. Elijah Wilkinson got cooked a bunch. Penix was under duress all night. You lost Divine Diablo. You gave up 174 yards rushing on the ground. Bad situational football. Costly mistakes from Michael Penix Jr. and costly play calling and questionable play calling from Zach Robinson down the stretch. There's 5 reasons the Falcons did not deserve to win this football game tonight, and yet they only lost 20-10. This team is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So do me a favor before I get on out of here tonight. Rate Michael Penix Jr.'s performance versus the 49ers. Scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being like it was amazing, unbelievable, he's the MVP. 1 being like bench him and play Kirk Cousins. 4, 5? I mean, it wasn't good. I can't say it was good. I'm not saying it was good. It's got to be better. You got to be better against the blitz. You got to be better under pressure. You've got to set your feet. You can't keep throwing over. You can't overthrow players all the time. But he's not a finished product. He's in his 9th start. Give him some time. Things are going to be okay. Got to get right game next week. That's going to do it for us on today's Falcons Today episode. I hope this objective Falcons Today episode, where an objective Moose comes in, calms your nerves. Until next time, Falcons fans, rise up and be cool.